Hey guys, new name here. If you haven't watched one of my videos before, welcome, and if you have, welcome back. I mostly make videos on RuneScape, but occasionally I do make some videos on other content. Anyways, last time we took a look at some of the items that originated in old school RuneScape, or at least from the era that old school RuneScape is from, that are better in RuneScape 3 than they are in old school RuneScape. This time I wanted to take a look at the opposite cases. So today we are looking at items from RuneScape 3 that were added or modified in old school RuneScape that are arguably either much better or used way more in old school RuneScape. But before we get into that, make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below of any items you think I should discuss next time, and give the video a share. The first item I wanted to cover is by far one of the most iconic items added to old school RuneScape since its launch, and that item would be the Twisted Bow. The Twisted Bow scales off of a target's creature's magic level or magic accuracy, whichever is higher, dealing more damage and becoming more accurate the higher that level is. It maxes out at 140% accuracy and 250% damage. Not only does this bow deal insane amounts of damage, but it also has a large attack range at 10 spaces, making it one of the best, if not the best, ranged weapon in the game for most instances. However, if you haven't played RuneScape 3 before, you may not recognize that it's very similar to an item released into RuneScape 3 during Dungeoneering, and later added as an item you can receive in the regular world called the Hex Hunter Bow. This bow has a shorter attack range of only 7 spaces, and instead of scaling off the target's magic level, it instead receives a damage buff against magic-classed enemies. This buff is 12.5% damage and plus 10% accuracy. The weapon also has an affinity of plus 5, which is basically a fancy way of saying hit chance against creatures that are already weak to arrows. While these bows are very similar, the Twisted Bow wins out in my opinion because it has a wider range of creatures that it can be used on, and the Twisted Bow scales off of the creature you're using it against, whereas the Hex Hunter Bow scales off of itself. The next item that is far more useful in old school RuneScape despite its RuneScape 3 origins is the Elysian Spirit Shield. This item is very similar in effects in both games, unlike the Twisted Bow, but is used way more often in old school. In old school RuneScape, it has a 70% chance to reduce incoming damage by 25%, and is not specific to a certain combat style, meaning it doesn't reduce the hit chance when using it with different weapons. However, in RuneScape 3, the shield is a ranged class shield, meaning it is really only efficient to use it with ranged gear, and its effect is guaranteed to reduce all incoming damage by 30%, except for hard typeless damage. When its effect goes off, 20% of that damage is drained from your prayer points. Not only is the effect way more useful in old school RuneScape, as it stacks with other damage reducing items, but shields overall have a much more important role in old school RuneScape, as there are no offhand weapons to wield, so players often just keep the shield on the whole time when using one-handed weapons. Whereas in RuneScape 3, you don't camp shields, as you'll often switch to your offhand weapon and only flick on your shield to perform defensive abilities, and then re-equip your offhand. If you just camp the shield, your kill times will be way slower because you'll deal way less damage. Now, the final items I have paired together, as they are all based off the same thing in RuneScape 3. That is the Eternal, Picasian, and Primordial boots. These boots are created from using crystals dropped by Cerberus to upgrade various boots into the best in slot power boots for each combat style. The crystals share the same name as the boots that they make, and are used on different ones. For example, the Eternal Crystal is used on Infinity boots, the Picasian is used on Ranger boots, and the Primordial Crystal is used on Dragon boots to upgrade them into their final form. These are based off the Steadfast, Ragefire, and Glaven boots from RuneScape 3 that are dropped already made by Glaciers. So unlike in old school, you don't have to go and get the other boots and then upgrade them. However, since the evolution of combat, these boots have become tank boots that are then upgraded using different items into power boots. But none of them are really used because there are far better options for each combat style that come with useful effects and are often much cheaper. Due to the lack of their use and the fact that they are not best in slot like they are in old school RuneScape, that is why they made the list. Anyway, those are the items for the video. Let me know down below in the comment section if you think there are any items from RuneScape 3 I should cover next time, or any items from old school that I should cover in another video. And while you're at it, make sure to like, share, and subscribe as it really helps out. Don't forget to check out my Instagram and Twitter, which are linked below or on the About section of my channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.